Okay, awesome. So we're going to have a lot to get through for tonight. I'm so excited. I have been thinking about this for a long time, and I am super blessed that you guys are here with me. It means so much. I just want to get this information out and just to empower everyone. But a few things I want to touch on before we get started, and that is I want to make a pact with everybody. Um, Over the next 5 days, we're not going to talk about the programs. We're not going to talk about money. We're not going to talk about pricing or anything like that. We're just going to focus on what I want to teach you, okay? So that you can learn something. This is for you guys, okay? And I promise at the end of the 5 days, I'll go over all of the details of the program, give you all the information that you need in case you want to work with me further. But for these next 5 days, that is off the table. This is all about you. I'm pressing to record this computer. Okay, I say yes. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to share my screen. I've got most of these with slides because I find that sometimes people learn better with visual, sometimes it's writing, sometimes it's me speaking. So I'm going to hit all of the bases. And I want to say hello to Sue because Sue's here now. So welcome, Sue. I had mentioned to the people at the outset that at the beginning of the chat, if you go access the chat, I have a link to the private Facebook group, so join that. That is where all of the replays for the recordings are going to be. So you can watch them over and over. And I do recommend that you do that as well, because it's the repetition that will start to implant into your subconscious mind. So that's the link there. And if you don't have the workbook, then just click it. The PDF is in the link there. And then you can follow along, but certainly you can use that after the class is done. Okay. All right. I don't see the link. So it's if you scroll to the very top of the chat, Donna, it should be there. It's a very long link. It looks a little scary. If it's not there, I'll try and post it there at the, can everybody else see the link? Let's see. No, okay. So I will then post that later once we've kind of gotten to the end of the slides, and then I'll post it again at the end. So thank you for letting me know. All right, so let's get started. Got a lot to get through here, so I'm going to share my screen. All right, so basically what we're going to be doing is we are going to be going over all of this information in 5 days. And each day we're going to be talking about something specific because there's so much information that it can be a bit overwhelming. So that's why I'm breaking this up in 5 days. So today we're going to talk about goals and we're going to talk about persistence. Because when you have a really big goal, which is what I want you guys to find, you're going to need some persistence. You're going to need something to kind of push you past that terror barrier that we call it. Day 2 is understanding the mind. The mind is the most marvelous, amazing mental faculty that you have. And in it, you have your imagination, your perception, your will, your memory. And we're going to tap into all of that. And you're going to understand why it is that you know so much and yet you're not doing certain things. Sometimes that's seen as procrastination. Sometimes it's seen as that worry and doubt of why you're not doing the thing that you really want to do. Day 3 is self-image. Self-image is crucial because if you don't believe that you can do something, it's very difficult to outperform your self-image. If you only see yourself at a certain limit, it's hard to break past that. But we're going to break past it together. Day 4 is all about fear. Now, fear is something that actually you can use to propel yourself forward. And you'll start to understand what this fear is all about. The fear that you should be moving away from and what you can dive into. And when you dive into fear, it dissolves. And then the last day is about decision. You know, a lot of us have not been taught how to make decisions. So we're going to go over that to help you to really achieve that goal that you set for yourself. So today is all about goals. So basically, get into the next slide. The foundation for building your desired reality starts with setting the right type of goal. Now, we all make goals. If you've been in any kind of work situation, we all are in meetings and we set goals, and typically they're not done. You know, we get all enthusiastic, we go to workshops, we get all excited, and somehow they just fall to the wayside. So, what is that mountain that you're trying to climb? And I want you to climb a mountain. I don't want you resting in the foothills. There's so much growth that comes from these types of goals because it's really the whole purpose of a goal is to help you grow and grow as a spirit. For sure, we're going to get things as we get to that goal. We'll start to acquire things, better things. But the real purpose of a goal is to grow. And that's what I want for every one of you. But it all comes from setting the right type of goal. So hoping and wishing for a thing, it's very different from setting intentional goals. We all can say, sure, I would love to do that thing. But if you're only engaging the intellectual part of your mind, that's all it will be. It's just a hope and a wish. So I want you to tap into something deeper inside that connects with that soul that knows that you can have that thing, but it's got to be big. So let's go back a little bit. At birth, we were pure consciousness. There were no limits. We just did what we wanted. So think of a baby. Think when you're starting to walk and you're crawling and you want to walk. There's no limit in your mind that you can't do it. You pull yourself up on that couch and you on those wobbly legs, you stand and then you fall. And you don't stop there. You pick yourself up again. You don't say, I fell and now all I can do is crawl. No, you say, I'm going to do it. And you just keep pushing yourself and pushing yourself until you accomplish that goal. We need to tap into that pureness of mind that we can do anything. Imagine that little baby able to do insurmountable things, really. You don't know anything about walking, but you figure it out. You have that goal. There's this inner knowing that you're going to walk. But then we get a little bit older and we download every experience through our five senses. And these experiences became our belief system about the world and about ourselves. We can hear our parents saying this, be careful, don't fall. Or you're just like your mother. Why can't you do as you're told? Why can't you be like your brother? These aren't always negative things. These are things that our parents loved us so much and they wanted to protect us. So it starts to plant that seed of fear, that seed of doubt, that what would happen if I fall? We start doubting that we can get back up again. And those seeds, they start implanting the self-image of who we are and what we can accomplish. So why is knowing all of that important? We all had the same basic upbringing. Our parents were worried about us. They wanted the best for us, and they taught us what they knew, right? But we think, we act, and we make decisions based on our beliefs. So what were those beliefs we started seeing around us? Maybe our parents were having a hard time together. Maybe money was scarce. Maybe you had a wonderful childhood and everything was very empowering. That too is going to create your belief system. So what do you believe about yourself and the world? Everybody's journey is different. Everyone's beliefs are different. So if you are looking, say, at your work environment, and for that matter, your family environment, you can have two siblings that have had the exact same experience, and you both have a different perspective of that experience. Now, one sibling might have heard something that the other didn't, and that got implanted as a belief. I know for my family, my siblings and I, we all have different perspectives on the same exact experience. Some took it very deeply in a negative way, and others had a wonderful time. But everybody's experience is different. So why do some people feel the weight of the world and others seem to walk through life unaffected by it? Their self-image is based on their beliefs. Or another word for beliefs is paradigms. Paradigms are just a multitude of habits that are lodged in our subconscious mind, which is really just our belief system. So what does all of this have to do with goals? I said our first session today is about goals. But if a person tries to accomplish something beyond their level of belief, the mind automatically creates ideas or reasons to justify why it can't be done. And those ideas will continue to flow until the project is abandoned. And I know that before I got into this information, that happened to me so often. I would want to do something great, and I would go towards that goal. But if I found any kind of resistance, I really just didn't see any way to do it. I doubted the resources. I couldn't see how I would be able to accomplish it. So the momentum started of those negative thoughts that this is never going to happen. I am not good enough. I don't know enough. I'm not smart enough. I'm not old enough. I'm not young enough. Whatever the thought is, that momentum will keep going until you abandon the idea. Even when you truly want something, your paradigm will put up barrier walls to block your success. But on the other hand, when a person or a group, and right now we are in a really wonderful group because we are all here, like-minded people that want something greater. So when you're in a group that believes something can be done, the mind will automatically begin to create ideas that will pave the path to accomplishment. So the great secret then to progress is belief. So if you want something really great in your life, you have to start believing that you're worthy of it, that goal is worthy of you, because you are a magnificent spirit and you can have anything that you want. but we have to believe it first. So we're looking even at work situations in business. We spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing strategies and on processes and templates. So why don't they work? I know so many companies that have used templates and processes, and nothing changes in their business. Why is that? Success is 5% strategy and 95% mindset, which is your beliefs. So if you don't believe that you can succeed, you can spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on marketing. It won't do anything. If you put out something on social media that you're, this great hairdresser or this great marketing genius or you're great at whatever, but inside you really are doubting yourself. You don't believe that you really are that person. It doesn't matter how much you've spent on that marketing, it won't work because your thoughts are a vibration. And that vibration is penetrating everything around you. People aren't necessarily going to know, oh, she's posting that, but that's not her. No, they're just going to feel a bit odd. They're going to feel that there's no connection. So you absolutely can achieve what you want in life if you believe you can. And I know I'm going over and over this, but the belief is key. There were times that I did not believe in myself, but I didn't understand the mind enough to know that that was why things weren't working out for me. I just assumed I just didn't have what it took. There was something wrong with me. There's nothing wrong with me, and there's nothing wrong with you. Each one of you is absolutely perfect as you are. The only thing that's blocking your success are the beliefs that you can't do it. That's it. Once we take off all of those programs of the things you've downloaded since you were a child, if you take those out, all of a sudden the truth of you comes out. That spiritual being is absolutely perfect and you can achieve anything you want. So, what are your dominating thoughts? These are the questions that we have to be honest, that we have to be vulnerable and say to ourselves, what am I thinking most of the time? We must align our thoughts with our desires. And I know most people think that they are. We all want better. We all want joy. We all want to be happy. And yet the dominating thought is most often, I don't want to feel so sad anymore. I don't want to be alone anymore. I don't want to be in debt anymore. If these are your dominating thoughts, and we all do this, these dominating thoughts, they're a protective mechanism because we don't want to be in debt anymore. We don't want to be lonely anymore. But if those are the thoughts that you think most of the time, the universe is giving you exactly what you're asking for. So it gives you more debt. It gives you more opportunities to be lonely. It gives you more evidence that something's wrong with you. So it's watching your thoughts and being aligned with the things you actually desire. I am enough. I am enough. I am worthy. I am abundant. I am wealthy. So we must replace those limiting beliefs with empowering beliefs. This is imperative. So when you find those beliefs that are holding you back, and we'll be getting into this in the next coming days about self-image, about fear, and about your mind and understanding where those paradigms came from, but how to switch them and how to get those empowering beliefs that I am beautiful. I am enough. I am worthy. I am deserving of the things that I want. So we must focus our attention on what we want and crowd out those negative beliefs that sabotage our success, because that's really what they're doing. We still crave to have those things that we want, but our mind, those thoughts keep sabotaging the progress we want to make. We're not doing it on purpose. We've not been taught that we have these intellectual faculties, our imagination, our will, our perception. You know, the imagination is the most powerful of our gifts. And what do? We use it against ourselves and we imagine the worst. And what does that do? That imagination is actually it's adding the visual, it's adding the emotion in the wrong direction. So the first step in achieving your dreams is to set the right type of goals. And I love this quote by Emerson. What lies before you and what lies behind you, they're so tiny compared to what lies within you. You don't realize how powerful you really are, how magnificent you are. But don't let the past control you. And don't let the worry about the future. You only have now. Now is, it's always now. Even what you want in the future is not certain. You can move towards your goal, but you must live today, knowing it's here now. So even when you want your goals, you say, I'm so happy and grateful that it's here now. Don't always live for that thing that you're always reaching for. It is here now. So now we're going to get into the 3 types of goals. So there are 3 types. There's the A type goal. And this is something that you've already done before. Let's say you've gone on a vacation to Florida and you go to this trip every year. So you think, Susan, that's my goal. My goal is to go to Florida. And the only problem with that is that it's not a goal because you've done it before. There's no growth attached to that type of goal. You're staying in that linear comfort zone. Then we have the B type goal. And the B type goal is something that you think you can do. So you look at maybe, if we're going to use a trip, I'm going to go to Venice. I've never been to Venice. I'd love to go to Venice, but Venice is kind of expensive. All right, so then you start planning. So you know what, if I save a little bit of money out of this account, and if I save up my vacation days, and I do everything right, and I call this person, and then maybe I can get that vacation to Venice. Well, those kind of goals, when you're planning them, the dream fizzles out. Because guess what? There's always going to be a reason to spend that money somewhere else. There's always going to be a reason why you can't do it. So the real goal, the right type of goal, is the C type goal. And those types of goals comes from your fantasy and are originated through the effective use of your imagination. Remember what I said, we always use our imagination to imagine the worst. If I'm going to do this, what's going to happen? Where's the money going to come from? How am I ever going to do it? There's no way I can travel by myself. I need this, I need that. No, no. You need to use your imagination and see the goal as it's already done. So your dream, and I really want you to understand this, your dream is spirit in an organized form, an organized, non-physical form. You built the picture. It is in your marvelous mind body because your mind and your body cannot be separated. Therefore, it must move into physical form with and through you. As long as you hold the image of your dream, the image will affect your movements. It will also dictate what is attracted into your life. So I'm going to tell you what this means. When you think of something that you truly, truly want, and you think of it all the time, you think of it when you're walking, you think of it when you're working, you think of it all the time, that will change the vibration in your body. And you will find yourself going into the direction of that goal. Now, that works for your exciting C-type goal, but it also works for your negative thinking. I remember I had this thought that I wanted to talk to someone, and I saw her. I saw this woman. She'd been a client for a long time, and I hadn't seen her in a while. But inside, I'm a shy person. I know some of you might not believe that, but it is true. And so I saw this client and I said to myself, I'm going to go talk to her. But then I had another thought. Don't bother her, Susan. She doesn't want to talk to you. You haven't seen her in a long time. She probably, and my body moved myself in the other direction physically. And when I got into the salon, I realized in real time how my body moved in the direction of my paradigm. My paradigm, my belief system was so strong that I was not good enough. There was a reason why she wasn't coming to me. So I made up the story that I had done something wrong. And my body moved me away from that situation. So if that is so strong in my body, and I implanted a new paradigm that I am enough, that I am successful, that I am abundant, that I can have whatever it is that I truly desire, my body will move me in that direction. It just takes time. It's a process of belief, of repetition. So there's only two questions that you have to ask yourself when you're thinking of that big C-type goal. The first question, are you able? Am I able to do that thing that I really want? Well, we only have two sources of reference to go by: science and theology. And both of them say that we have deep reservoirs of talent and ability. You can do anything you want. Why is it some people can just be like an astronaut or be a basketball player? Because that is what they want. And they believe they can do it. That's it. That's it. But there's another question. And this question is, are you willing to do what it takes to get there? And this is the big question. Are you willing? Are you willing to do what it takes to get there? And one of the key ingredients to achieving your goal is persistence. So you can say, yes, I have the will to do it, but there's going to be a lot of roadblocks. And that's basically the universe preparing you Some people say, oh, it's testing me. It's testing me that if I to prove that I'm good enough. No, it's helping you get stronger. It gets stronger in your belief, in your faith that it is coming to you. The universe is working behind the scenes. We might not be able to see it, but it's happening. So we have to believe it, but we have to be persistent. And I'm going to give you two examples of true persistence. So Edmund Hillary, he tried to climb Mount Everest in 1952, in 1953, in 1954. No one had ever done it before. Imagine that dream that you want to climb the tallest mountain. Everyone who had tried died. But with persistence and a belief, he became the first to get to the top of Mount Everest. Why? He had the will to do it. That's it. Imagine the heartache, the struggle to get up that mountain. But he had the will to do it because there are going to be hardships, but you have to love that goal so much that when you get up in the morning, you can't wait to get started. You have to fall in love with that goal, like you're falling in love for the first time. Remember that time? And you couldn't think of anything else but that person you were in love with. You dreamed about them. You imagined holding their hand. That's what you have to think of for your goal. That's what's going to propel you forward. And imagine this, the Wright brothers, two ordinary bicycle mechanics from Dayton, Ohio. They introduced us to a brand new kingdom of flight. Their father thought they were crazy. They were ridiculed. Imagine, at that time, no one knew how to fly a plane, but they knew there was something inside them that said, I want to know how to do it. Now, all of these things were already available to them in the universe. They just had to get on the right frequency to understand how to do it. We're all living on these frequencies. But right now, we are at this frequency, but our goal is here. It's like turning on the radio and you've got an AM station right here. Where you want is the FM station. It doesn't matter how loud you turn the dial, you're still not going to be able to hear the music on this station. So you have to elevate your frequency. And once you do, you can hear it perfectly. That's all we have to do. We have to elevate our frequency to the goal that we want. And once you do, everything you need is on that frequency. All the opportunities, all the people, all the ideas. Imagine the ideas you're going to have when you're on that frequency. So, are you willing to commit the time and the money it takes to achieve your dream? Are you willing to give your life for it? Now, some people are going to say, whoa, 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 wait a minute now. You didn't talk about giving my life for this dream. But let me tell you, or let me ask you, you are giving your life every day right now for the way you're living now. We're never getting this time back. Every day goes into the next day and the next day and the next day. You are giving your life for what you're doing now. So why not invest in that goal to live the life you want to live? So if the answer is yes, then you're willing. Say, yes, I want to spend my life going toward the thing that is going to feed my soul. You're not going to be controlled by the conditions you were brought up with, by the limiting beliefs that you have in your subconscious mind right now. It might tell you no. It might say you're not good enough. It might say you're too old. It might say you don't know enough yet. If you just learned a little bit more. But you have to do it from where you are now. And all of the information will come to you. All the resources are here now for you. They're just waiting for you to make that decision. I love this quote by Napoleon Hill. Set your mind on a definite goal and observe how quickly the world stands aside to let you pass. I have seen this happen in real time. Once the decision is made, now I'm not talking about a decision, those lighthearted decisions we make. Yeah, I'm going to do that thing, and then you don't do it. Or I want to do that thing, and you're like, but should I really? I don't know if I really should. When you make a committed decision that you're going to do something and you follow through, not only are you building your confidence, but you are telling the universe, I am ready. I am ready. And it is so true that things will part. And what you want will be magnetized to you. And life becomes easy. Life becomes joyful. So here is the question. What do you really want? It's a big question, I know. But don't be afraid of this question. I want you to ponder it. And I want you to think about it in the most loving way. Don't limit yourself. Don't limit your mind. Don't limit the ideas that start flowing to you. Now, I don't want you to get too emotionally involved just yet. Because when you start attaching emotion to this big goal, your paradigm's going to start talking you out of it almost immediately. You might think to yourself, well, I want a Lamborghini. And your mind says, come on, Susan, you can't afford a Lamborghini. That's ridiculous. What are people going to say when you drive your Lamborghini down in Orleans? Don't let your paradigm win. Right now, we're just going to have fun. We're going to tap into that child that was so joyful, that was so eager and open to imagine anything. That's where the gold is. So I'm going to give you an exercise today. Because if you came here today just to listen, nothing's going to change. When you learn something new, you have to take action. You have to take action and you have to take accountability if you want to grow. Now, these exercises are not hard, but they are going to take your time to think. Think on a different plane, not surface thought, not about what you're going to have for dinner tomorrow, not about what you're going to watch on TV after this is done. No, the real thought, the thought that is in your glorious imagination. So for your exercise, I want you to write down a list of your wants. Make it a shopping list. Have fun with it. When I wrote my list the first time, it was hard. It was hard to write a shopping list. I thought, I don't want anything. I don't need anything. I'm fine. But this is complacency. This is where your paradigm wants you to stay. Your paradigm does not want you to grow. It likes just where you are. Keep you in the box. But that box is not comfortable. That comfort zone is a danger zone. Because if you're not growing, you're disintegrating. Even if you feel, I don't want to grow, well, it doesn't matter. Life is growing around you. We are all energy. I'm energy. There's energy everywhere in the universe. And this energy is always moving. So you can't stay still even if you want to. But your paradigm wants you to stay stuck. And we are not going to be staying stuck. We are going to grow together. as a group. And this exercise is meant to be fun. I want you to tap into the joy of it. But then the next step is to visualize. Create a clear image of whatever it is that you want with as much detail as possible. So you might say, why is visualization and writing your goal out in detail so important? Well, I'll tell you why. It's like you're creating a map for the universe. You are creating a blueprint for your subconscious mind to find what it is you're looking for. So the thing with your goal is you're not supposed to know how you're going to get it. Now, you might say that's crazy. I've been taught if you have a goal, you got to know how to get there. Well, that was not the right way. That is planning. And oftentimes planning is struggle. Planning is stress. Planning is hard work. Well, we're not going to work hard. We're going to work smart. And we're going to let the universe help us. Whether you believe it's the universe, whether you believe it's God, whether you believe it's source, the cosmos, whatever it is that you believe, there is a higher power. There's a higher version of you. So when you have that big goal that you're absolutely in love with, I want you to write it in detail. I want you to give the universe or God the directions to get it back to you. Because if you say, I want to be rich, and that's as much detail as you want to put down, you might tomorrow find a nickel on the road and you're rich. You are 5 cents richer than you were the day before. So be specific. If you want $1 million, say you want $1 million and put a date on it. If you want it by next year, say I am so happy and grateful now that I have $1 million by January 31st, 2025. It is done. Now, when you write this goal, you're not going to believe it. Definitely not. I didn't believe my goal. But you're going to keep saying it to yourself over and over and over again. And maybe a month in, you're going to say, well, maybe I could make it. Why not? Maybe a couple of months, you're going to say, you know what? I can do it. You're going to start having ideas. Things are going to flow to you. Opportunities are going to open up. But you have to connect to what it is you want and give it detail. So I had a picture in my mind of what I wanted, and I knew who I had to become to get it. My self-image had to change. I had to see myself doing the things that I wanted to do. And do you think that people said, you are never going to do celebrities' hair? Never. You're never going to have those clients. And I didn't care what they said. This is the thing when you implant a paradigm inside of you that is so strong, it doesn't matter what people say. You say, well, that's what I'm going to do. And then it happened. And I kind of felt like pinching myself. I thought, I'm really here. I did it. And at the same time, it didn't feel that outrageous because I'd already lived in it in my mind. It felt natural. So throughout history, all great leaders have disagreed on almost everything, except for one thing. We are what we think about. This is going back hundreds of years. This is not new information. But it's the application and the accountability that makes such a difference. Look at these statements and start internalizing them. We are what we think about. What are you thinking about? When things aren't going well for you, I want you to look at your results, whatever's happening in your life, and don't beat yourself up. If things aren't going the way you want, use that as a teachable moment and say, okay, this is not where I want to be right now. What am I thinking? Your thoughts will create the reality for you. So the awareness then becomes, what am I thinking? When we think awareness, we think being aware of our outside world, which is true. Conscious awareness, be aware of where you are, live in the moment, enjoy every moment. But you can also be aware of your thoughts. And this is going to change your reality. It is the ideas in our mind that cause our behavior to be as it is. So when we have the thought, changes the vibration, moves our body into the direction of behavior. Ideas are nothing but thoughts or a collection of thoughts brought together. Thought is energy. Like I said, everything is energy. Our body is vibrating right now. It is an energy. It looks like a solid, it looks like matter, but it is energy. The thought is energy. It is the most potent form of energy. This thought, in its vibration, penetrates the universe, and the universe reflects back to us what we're thinking. It's malleable. It's a wave pattern. Right now, we can't see it because we are living in this reality, but everything is moving, and that vibration is entering this universe, and it's reflecting back to us what we're thinking. So I held to that image, visualizing and believing it was true, and I did not let my outside world distract me. I didn't care what anybody was saying. They all said I was crazy. And I'm not showing you these images to show how great I am. I'm the exact same as you. Absolutely. We are all one mind and one spirit. If I can do anything, that means you can do everything. I'm not better than you. I'm not less than you. We are all the same. So if you want to change your results, you must replace your paradigms with new ideas and impress it on your subconscious mind over and over and over again. And how do you impress it on your subconscious mind? Through emotion. You have to fall in love with that idea and know that you're worthy. Know that that idea, if you even have that idea, your soul knows that you can have it. Guaranteed. There's no other way, there's no other reason why you would have that idea. I do not dream about being an astronaut. I dreamt about teaching this material, and I'm here now doing that. This is not an accident. This is by design. I knew it in my heart that I would be teaching this material. And when I first started, I really struggled with it. I thought, no one's going to want me to teach this. Who am I to do this? I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy enough. But the more I said it, the more I started to believe it. And I thought, this information has to get out there. And I am the one that's going to do it. So repetition is key. It is absolutely key. So you must believe it and have faith that it is on its way. The universe is always working in your favor. It doesn't matter what your goal is. You can have it, whatever it is. So for today's assignment, I want you to go into the private Facebook group and I want you to introduce yourself. We are always stronger when we have others who are in the same mind space. So I will try and connect that for you. Tomorrow, I have to tell you though, tomorrow, oh my gosh, I cannot wait. I almost wanted to do this lesson first, but tomorrow is all about the mind. Understanding our mental faculties, understanding the paradigms, how they were formed, but how to change them. We cannot change them unless we shine a light in every corner and find out those things that we've been saying to ourselves. That inner talking is so damaging. But when we start seeing it for what it is, it dissolves because they're just stories. They're stories we've been telling ourselves. They're beliefs that we've held true. And they're almost all of them are not true. And we're going to deal with them tomorrow. So I'm going to stop sharing this for now. And I'm going to see if I can find that Facebook group. Came in late. Okay, so I would like to know if anyone has any questions. You can certainly put that in the chat. I'm going to minimize this for a second, see if I can find that Facebook group. Let's see here. Does anybody have any questions? Well, one thing I did want to ask, actually, you can put that in the chat. How, if does any of you have a goal, like a really definite goal? Just put a 1 in the chat or a 10 in the chat. And if you don't have a goal and you're really struggling to figure a goal out, put a 1 in the chat. Let me see how you guys are doing. There's no judgment here. It's just to kind of know where we are. Let's see if I can open copy link. Okay. Okay, so I'm putting my link in there. I don't know if you guys can see it. Okay. So Donna's got a 10. Awesome, Donna. That's great. Glad you really honed in on your goal. Sue has a 1. That's great, Sue. That means you're going to have the most growth. So that's awesome. Also, too, 5, because I sort of have a few goals, ideas. Awesome, Jen. Well, that's wonderful. You know, what I want you to do when you're writing out your shopping list, write everything down that you want. And what I want you to do tomorrow is go back to the list and start circling the A-type goals and the B-type goals. Okay? Because you're going to start to see, okay, yeah, you know what? This is going to take a lot of planning. This is not something that I truly, truly want. I want you to love this goal. Okay? Now let's see, Hiba, 4 long-term goals, 1 short. Awesome. Good for you, Hiba. I want you to do the same thing. I want you to write out all your goals. And tomorrow I want you to go back and circle the ones that you say, you know what? That's a B-type goal. All right, you're welcome. So I want you to go into can everybody see the link for the Facebook group? Yes? Oh, good. So I do want you to go in there, introduce yourself. If you want to put your goal in the Facebook group and you want to ask my help on your goal, then I can definitely do that with you. Because sometimes it's hard to hone in on the right type of goal. You think it's a C-type goal, but sometimes it's the wording. So I want you to do everything in present tense. I am so happy and grateful now that, and then fill in the rest and put a date on it. Let's see here, 10, strong goal. Oh, Karen. Now I said not to make a big fuss, but good for you. A 10 goal. That's awesome. That's awesome. So I'm going to just put in the chat here what I want you to say for your goal. Okay. So you say, I am so happy and grateful now that. Okay. So that is how you want to write your goal. So you're not at that point yet. I don't want you to, get over yourself or go too far ahead. We're just writing the wants down today. We're going to touch on goals as we go forward in the next coming days when we're getting your self-image. This is going to be an amazing journey, and I'm so blessed that you guys are all here with me. So, is there any other questions that I can help you with before we sign off? Nothing? I am so happy and grateful that I have taken time to reflect on the elements, what I need to do. Oh, that's wonderful, Karen. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think we all have to be kind to ourselves. We have to be generous of spirit. We have to know that we are magnificent, powerful spirits. I can't seem to pass the link from Zoom into a browser. I can't seem to paste the link from Zoom. Oh, okay. Is this is for the Facebook group? Okay. All right. You know what I'm going to do? It has been interesting to be with you this evening. Thank you. Oh, you're welcome, Hiba. I'm so glad that you were here. That really means a lot to me. But what I'm going to do is I am going to send out an email to all of you who weren't able to access the Facebook group, and I will send you guys the link. Okay, that way you'll be able to get on there. I think it's important for us to grow this community. And, because we are all like-minded, we are going to be able to connect with each other. And I am there to support you. Whoops, I think I took off Karen. Okay. Yeah, I am there to support you in any questions that you have. I am here for you guys. This is all about us learning and growing together, because as much as I am teaching, I'm also learning from you guys. So if that is it, let's see here. I don't know why I took off. Oh, that's okay. All right. So if that's it, then yes, can you send the private Facebook group to our email? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. To be okay. So that's it for tonight. And tomorrow we will be here at the same time, and we're going to learn about our marvelous mind. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay. Okay, bye.